springtime and Halloween can be just as much fun for adults as it is for the kiddos, especially with a little vino is involved. I'm getting nervous here because I'm about to pronounce this next word. And with me is a sommelier.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
Got
sommelier, Samantha, and who is going to show us about, of course, putting the right wine with the right treats.
Yes.
Yes, and so that, you don't understand. The sommelier part has been getting me all day long, all day yesterday. Kelly has been coaching me and everything because some people pronounce it wrong. But what is a sommelier?
So I was telling you that even I say it wrong, sommelier, whatever works for you. But it's basically an expert in wine.
So wow, that's it. That's
not too hard of a job. I just talk about wine, I drink it, you know, can't complain.
So, but you left the corporate world to go do this.
Yeah, when I was 22, so I barely had a year in corporate before I decided it was not for me, and I had to go follow my passion, which is wine.
So this is so cool, and what's really great too is that you teach people about wine. And I was telling you, Kevin Hart has his own sommelier.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yes, he does. He has his own. He has his own sommelier that comes out and does wine when he does his talk show and stuff.
I should apply for that job.
There you go. So well, you can apply for the one on our show.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
Because the thing is, I don't have any idea about wine.
Yeah.
I mean, people come to the table and they're like, I'm like, okay, pour it, and you know.
Yeah, and I hate that. I just want to keep it approachable. It's just wine. It's just alcohol at the end of the day. So taking the intimidation out of it is why
important.
I do this.
So, and you have some lined up here for us because, again, you're going to be getting all that candy, Mom and Dad. And you're going to make sure you have the right wine to pair with it.
Oh, for sure.
Because what's very interesting, I didn't know this, and I'm going to act like I know.
Yeah.
But I was told the flavor of the wine will affect what you eat, and especially when it comes to sweets.
Oh, for sure. If you pair the wrong food with the wrong wine, you could end up hating the wine or the food, when in reality, you might love both of them on their own. So it is a little complicated, but it's just wine and candy at the end of the day. So I'll break it down and keep it really easy for you. Don't worry.
Let's start down here. What do we have here pairing with?
That is a very classic pairing, port and chocolate. I don't know if you've ever had that after dinner, like a chocolate truffle, a little glass of port, but it's a fortified wine, so it's really thick, it is sweet, but the reason it goes well with dark chocolate is so bitter. You wouldn't want to pair it with a really heavy, intense Cabernet. That would be a lot of bitterness going on. So a bitter chocolate with a nice sweet port balances each other out.
I like it. All right, what's our next one?
So this is the classic Cabernet coming out of Napa Valley. I love this with Snickers. The reason being, Snickers bring out the good qualities in the Cabernet. So you have that nuttiness inside of the candy bar, and then you also get a little bit of that toasty nuttiness in the cab. So they enhance each other, bring out the best in each other is how I like to say it.
Okay, I love Reese's. I love the peanut butter.
This is my favorite one.
Mixing the right wine is definitely important.
Think PB&J. So Pinot Noir, lots of berries, really jammy, especially this one, Spade and Sparrows, and then you have a Reese's peanut butter cup. Perfect. It's like a childhood memory come to life, but with alcohol.
You said, what is this one? The
Pinot Noir.
Yes, that's the one I can't do anymore.
You can't do anymore?
No,
we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about. Let's just say I woke up in Miami from here.
That's a story I want to hear.
Yes, we
want to hear that.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. All right, sparkling wine.
Yeah, so I like to say when in doubt, bubbles, because it pairs with everything. It's a pink bubbly. How can it go wrong? But I chose to do Starburst because look at this. They just are so cute together. The bright tropical fruits, same thing in the cava. They just enhance each other and bring out the best qualities.
So, all right, let me ask you, there's sparkling wine and then there's champagne. Is champagne just a name, I was told?
So technically you can't call champagne champagne unless it's from France. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So any other sparkling wine, even if it's made in the exact same way with the exact same grapes, technically you can't call it that because that's a place, it's a physical place, right? So cava, this wine in front of us, is a Spanish sparkling made in the same way champagne is, but we call it cava because it's not from Champagne.
There you go. All right, our last one.
This is a really classic pairing too. This is an off-dry Riesling with my favorite candy, Sour Patch. So Riesling has a little bit of acidity. Think salivating. I don't know if you've had Sour Patch before, but it's sour. You kind of salivate, right? So again, they complement each other, mellowing out that tartness and having that nice fruity approach in the wine.
So now I just had a couple of course, Sour Patch before I came in here. So can I give a little taste and just to see if it
Yeah,
matches?
you want me to open the...
Well, no, I want the wine.
Oh,
So,
okay.
no,
Do you want the Sour Patch
I
too?
already had some.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to see if the wine...
So you have the memory, it's lingering on your palate. All right, give it a sip.
And then, of course, do we move this around and smell?
Yeah, so I like to swirl it to just look like I know what I'm doing,
Exactly.
you know, when I'm wine tasting. But people do that to aerate it, bring out the aromas, because if you can't smell your wine, you probably aren't going to be able to taste it that great. So you want to have it as like that gateway to your palate. So give it a little swirl, get those aromas coming up.
I love it.
And are you allowed to drink on air? All right, let's take a sip. Cheers.
Cheers. With that said, tell them very quickly where they can find more about you.
You can find me on Instagram, Samantha Sommelier, and my website is the same thing, SamanthaSommelier.com.
There you go, and she's teaching virtual wine tasting, so you
Yeah.
can check it out.